Hi everyone, Louise Cosgrove here, and thank you for joining us for our training session on eyes. So if you're ready to find out why eyes are an emergency situation, you're in the right place. Being a vet for over 10 years, I come across this problem all the time, and I'm extremely passionate about teaching horse owners when and why they need to get the vet and when they can do it themselves. So this is the third video in a series of 3. The first one was on wound management and the golden rules of wound management, which is location and size or depth. And then our second one was on colic and how to avoid colic. And so this one today, I'm hoping to cover eyes and why it's so important to keep a close eye on your horse's eyes, and also why it's imperative to get a vet out as soon as possible, whether it be Friday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. They really can't wait till it's not after hours. So if you missed the first 2 videos, I highly recommend you stop and go and watch them, and then pop on back because I'll be here waiting and you'll be able to watch this one. So, okay, so the video all about eye injuries and why eyes are an emergency is extremely important. I see eyes all the time. Being an equine vet and having our own ambulatory practice and breeding centre, we come across this far too often. At the moment we have 3 cases in hospital with serious eye injuries, and I think it's really disheartening. I was on call a few weeks ago and on the weekend, and I had three clients ring me regarding their horses, and they all had eye injuries. The first one, the client had fed her horse the night before. She woke up the next morning, noticed the eye was shut, and called me out straight away. That one so that was about 2 weeks ago now. That eye has stopped treatment and it's looking fantastic. The second call was a lady who had noticed the eye was shut, had treated it with some remedies herself for 2 days, and then decided to get us out. So I went out and the eye was extremely cloudy, and the bill ended up being twice as much as the first lady's bill. So that horse will keep its eye, and it has healed quite nicely now. However, she did have to treat it for 2 weeks. And then the third call was a client who had noticed the horse's eye was sore for 2 weeks, and decided to treat it with some remedies themselves for 2 weeks, but then decided to get us out because the eye was starting to look smaller. So unfortunately that horse is now going to lose its eye. It is in a weanling, a yearling, and so that horse is now 12 months old with one eye. It hasn't been handled. It is going to struggle to deal with life because it has to go through the whole handling process and breaking in with one eye. And it's just so disheartening to think that if that horse had received attention 2 weeks ago, that horse would have its eye. And it really upsets me that people don't understand that horses only have 2 eyes. They've only got 2, and the way a horse views the world, they need to have both of those eyes. We have another client who rescued a horse, and she rescued him because he was left in a paddock with a very bad eye, and we've taken that eye out, and he is an absolute klutz. He's a thoroughbred off the track, and he has no concept that he has another half of his body, and so now he's running into troughs, he's running into fences because he's just playing around and doesn't realise that there's still another half of his body. So yes, they can lose their eye and live happily ever after, but some horses just don't cope with losing eyes. So it's so important. The eye itself is a structure that doesn't have good circulation, and inflammatory mediators and things like that can't get into the eye very quickly. So things that we naturally heal if we cut ourselves, it will heal quite quickly, but the penetration in the eye is so slow that often an eye ulcer that looks harmless on Friday afternoon can turn into a melting ulcer, and the eye could be out by Monday morning. So eyes are just so imperative to have treated straight away. We had a case this morning where the lady got up to find her horse had a nice swollen weeping eye. She's got us out, and the eye will be treated and should be okay within 7 days. So treating early is so important because you know, it's so expensive to treat ongoing. We have a horse that we had to treat for 3 months for a stromal abscess, and it was purely because the initial injury wasn't looked at, and it progressed into a stromal abscess, and then the bill ends up being astronomical. So eyes are they will heal quickly if treated quickly. So it's so important to be watching your horse's eyes. And sometimes just looking in your horse's eye, you can't tell if there's a scratch on the cornea. It's great if it's really obvious and you can see an area, but with the naked eye, sometimes you can miss an ulcer. So it's really important to get the vet out to have the eye stained up with a special stain because it can become very obvious. There's a few photos coming up. So the photo is just showing you of the stain uptake of an eye and just the differences in reactions to the eye. So when the eyeball is extremely cloudy, in these photos you can see that's a massive inflammatory reaction, and that takes a good while to set up. So, and there's so many important structures in the eye with such a small structure. You know, you've got a pupil, an iris, your retina, all these important things for sight, and if you're not looking after that and those inflammatory mediators get in, then you've got massive problems after the ulcer has been treated. So just having a look at the severity of these eyes, and most of these eyes have come good, but there's a few there that you can probably pick that didn't end up so well. So it is really important with eyes, more so than anything, to have them looked at very, very quickly, because you'll be saving yourself a lot of money in the long run on vet bills. So, you know, there's amazing results with eyes. Some look horrendous and respond really quickly to treatment, and then others look really harmless and then the eye's taken out. So, you know, it's really, really important. So if you're interested, you know, in keeping your horse's sight, anytime you see a weeping eye, or particularly if the eye is closed and swollen, that's a sign you must get your vet out. So even if it's at 5 o'clock when you get home to feed your horse, don't wait till the next morning, because eyes can become very serious within 12 hours. So as much as I hate to say it, it's the only situation I would say don't wait till morning, is to get the vet out. So it's, you know, I want to save you money so that you're not wasting money on vets, but this is one of the situations. So it's been awesome sharing this info with you and seeing the excitement and results. We've had some really fantastic comments with our 3-part series, and you know, that's why I put this workshop together, to really help and start the education journey with horse owners. And you know, we've had some wonderful responses, so it's what we like to see. You know, I know these free videos have already made a big impact on some people. We had a fantastic result with a colic 2 days ago that someone had seen this and they were all over it. So you know, that's really, really reassuring. So if you're interested in taking this even further and taking the next step in your education journey, I've put together an online community, and it's an area where you can get correct information up to date and peace of mind that you're doing everything you can for your horse. You know, I've restructured my business, my veterinary business. We're a 4-vet practice, and I've restructured it to give me the ability to focus on what I'm passionate about, which is educating horse owners, to give you the peace of mind and the comfort that you're doing the best by your horse. You know, their well-being is your utmost important thing to be thinking about, I think, as a horse owner, and making sure that you're enjoying quality time with them and they're not injured or sick. So, you know, I'm going to be opening registration so we can start the program, the education program. So be on the lookout for the email. It will come through. The next video will be all about the EVES education, lots of details on it and what you'll get, and any upcoming events and things like that. So, but in the meantime, I'd love to hear about you know, your experiences or any problems that you've had with eyes. So just scroll down and pop them in the comment section there. I'm more than happy to answer any questions and and things like that. And the other thing is, if you have found this informative, please hit the like button at the bottom, and also share it to all of your friends. So the more we can educate, the more we'll be happy, healthy horse owners, and our horses will be happy and healthy as well. So yeah, so any, you know, I live for the comments and to be able to help people. So by all means, you know, we've been happy to correspond with people. So pop in your comments, and we'll talk soon. Bye.